All right, let's bring in CNN political commentator Errol Lewis, Justin Sayfie, Republican strategist and Jeb Bush supporter, also Barry Bennett, former campaign manager for Dr. Ben Carson. Gentlemen, welcome to you all.
Good morning.
Hey, Justin, I want to start with you. Can Jeb Bush win South Carolina?
Well, right now, he's got some momentum actually coming out of New Hampshire, and he's got the support of Senator Lindsey Graham, the U.S. Senator from South Carolina, and his brother is going to campaign with him on Monday, and his brother is very popular there. And Governor Bush has also defended the honor of Senator John McCain, who Donald Trump viciously attacked for becoming a prisoner of war in the Vietnam War. So I think that Governor Bush is the only one that's taking on Trump directly in the debates. I think you're going to see that tonight. I think if he has a good debate performance, if his campaign appearance with his brother goes well on Monday, I think anything's possible.
Anything's possible, but you set the table there. He's got a former president coming out. I mean, the Bush name is golden, and I saw it while I was there in South Carolina. Handing wins in '88 and 2000. He's got 4 offices, 20 staffers. He's got the advantage there. If he can't win in South Carolina, what does that say about the viability of his candidacy?
Well, look, it's still a crowded field. You still have 6 people running. I don't think winning in South Carolina is a necessity for him to continue his campaign. The people right now, about a third of the Republicans there are supporting Donald Trump. 2/3 are not supporting Donald Trump. I think once the field calls down to 2 or 3 people, if Jeb Bush is still in that mix, he will become the main alternative to Donald Trump for mainstream Republicans around the country.
Barry, let me come to you. Dr. Ben Carson was in front of that group of 14,000 people last night at that Christian rock concert. Of course, we know the importance and the value of the evangelical vote there. Where does he need to finish in the South Carolina primary to, I guess, convince voters that his campaign is still viable?
Well, I think he's got to finish in the top 4 or 5. You know, I mean, Ben has got an amazing fundraising list. So he'll be in this as long as he wants to be in it. He's not going to run out of money. And he has a very strong affinity portion of those Christian South Carolinians. And I think they're going to turn out and vote for him. I don't know that he's going to have enough to finish in the top 3, but he'll do pretty well.
Errol, with just 6 candidates in this race, is 5th place enough for Dr. Carson to continue on?
Well, right. I mean, as Barry says, you know, if you're not in 4th or 5th place, that means you're dead last. He needs to finish someplace other than last, I think is probably the right way to think about this. But let's keep in mind also, he's got a secret weapon in the form of one of his top advisors, Armstrong Williams, is from South Carolina, and not just from there, but used to work for Strom Thurmond and has a real sort of deep network, as well as some TV stations that he owns in South Carolina. So they've got quite a network down there, and to the extent that we use that overused phrase, ground game, Ben Carson may have one there that we're not perceiving just yet.
Barry, let me come back to you with this threat from Donald Trump to sue Senator Cruz. Why do you think he's bringing this back up, this Canadian birth? It didn't win him Iowa.
Well, I think it's played a big part in the minds of people. I mean, you know, Ted Cruz did have Canadian citizenship up until about a year ago. I mean, it's not like, you know, John McCain was born in a military hospital in Panama. That's a little different. So I mean, I think there is an undecided issue there. I don't think Donald Trump's going to sue Ted Cruz, but Ted Cruz has pulled an awful lot of dirty tricks, mainly on Ben Carson so far. But I think he was just trying to put him on notice that you may want to play dirty, but other people can play dirty as well.
What do you make, Justin, of this vacillating from the Trump campaign? You know, saying that we're not going to use any more vulgarities, and he's held to that, but then attacking on Twitter, pulling the negative ad, but still calling people vicious. What do you make of this swing we're seeing from the Trump campaign?
Look, Donald Trump's record as a candidate speaks for itself. He has been the most personally negative presidential candidate, I think, in American history. If you look at the number of people he's personally attacked from his own mouth, I think that exceeds what any other candidate has done in terms of personal attacks. both electronically on social media through Twitter and also in the debates and in his campaign speeches. If someone were to quantify the number of times he's personally attacked other candidates, I think he'd set a record. So for him to say that he's running a positive campaign, I hate to say it, but it's absolutely laughable.
But Jeb Bush said he's going to be the happy warrior. He called Donald Trump a liar, a loser, and a whiner, and in his stump speech is going after exclusively Trump. I mean, is he getting down in the mud, if that's your characterization?
Well, I would say that Governor Bush, since Donald Trump is the front runner, Governor Bush knows you can't win the nomination unless you take on the front runner. And that's what he's doing. And he's taking him on the debates. I think you're going to see that in tonight's debate. I think you're going to see Donald Trump and Jeb Bush mix it up a little bit. And it's interesting that Donald Trump is attacking Jeb Bush because, you know, Governor Bush is the one who has stood up to Donald Trump in those debates. So I think you're going to see a good show tonight.
All right, let me come to you, Errol, quickly on Governor Kasich and what we expect to see tonight. As we've seen, there is this appetite in South Carolina and I guess broadly across this cycle for these attacks. This positive campaign he's running, is that going to work this cycle without the 106 town halls that he did in New Hampshire, with time to do those as he moves through the calendar?
Well, he hasn't got time and he hasn't got money. So whether he's positive or negative, if nobody hears about it, it won't make much difference. This debate performance is essentially Kasich's South Carolina strategy. He won't have time to put together a real organization or a whole lot of money in the remaining days. So, you know, as an evangelical, he will resonate with a certain section of the voters. He's going to try and keep his momentum going and look forward to Super Tuesday. But I don't know if he can do much more than that tonight or in the time remaining between now and South Carolina.
All right, Errol Lewis, Justin Sayfie, Barry Bennett, thank you all.
Thank you.